This conference will now be recorded.
Hello students, I'm Dr. Divya from TeenEinstein. So today we are starting a new unit. This is ecology unit, and this is the last unit of 12th standard. So in this ecology unit, you know that ecology is about the relationship between living organism, right? Relationship between living organism, that is including human being. I'm saying it is the relationship between living organism and between the living organism and the living organism with their environment. Okay, so ecology is about relationship between living organism, that means among the organism how the relation is, and the organism with the environment, with the living environment, how that interaction is taking place. So about that we are learning in ecology. So that ecology that considers organism. Okay, here you can see different levels of organism in this. So that considers different levels of organism. So different level in the sense that considers organism at individual level. Here you can see an individual organism. Then at population level, at the same population, in the same population, how it is interacting among themselves and with the environment. Then community level, in a community level, how it is interacting, how the living organisms are interacting. Then population level, ecosystem, then biosphere, in all how this interaction is taking place among the organism and organism with their environment. So all these levels it is considering, the ecology is considering in all these levels. Okay, so in ecology unit mainly we have 4 chapters in this. So in this last unit ecology, 4 chapters are there. Chapter 13 that deals about organism and population. Then chapter 14 that is about ecosystem. Then chapter 15 and 16 that deals with biodiversity and conservation, then different environmental issues. Okay, so in total we have 4 chapters in ecology unit. First one that is organisms and populations. Then next one is about ecosystem. Then last 2 chapters about biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity and different issues, environmental issues. So under this ecology unit, we are going to discuss all these topics in detail. So in biology, in this ecology chapter, we are going to discuss about ecosystem, different environmental issues, biodiversity, then conservation, organism, population, everything we are going to discuss. And this is important chapter because in this you will get questions like some kind of application questions, and you should have a general idea about the ecosystem and whole ecology topic. You should have some general ideas. See this environmental issues and biodiversity, from that and all you will get direct questions, but some application level questions you may get. For that you have to know the general things about the ecosystem and all the aspects of ecology, that especially for NEET. Okay, for board exam you will get all direct questions only. So in biology you can see different branches, right? Like botany, zoology, biotechnology, microbiology and all. So like that ecology is also like that one branch, and in biology that gives like some different perspective. some different perspective of biology. Why it is different? See, in microbiology, you are learning with microorganism about the structure, then how it is applied in biology, or what is the at application level, how it is used. In biotechnology also you are learning about biology and technology. We have learned 2 chapters about biotechnology. But and botany, in botany what you will learn, in zoology what you will learn about different organisms and their structure, right? All these things you are learning in botany, zoology and all. But in biology, this ecology is giving, it is a different level, like that is giving some kind of holistic perspective. Why we are saying like that? Means that gives many questions. You won't get any direct answer for that question which is arising from this ecology, right? So you will think like, why nature is like this? And see one organism. Here you can see a fish. Why it is living in water? Because in scientific way, when you are thinking, you'll get an answer like that is adapted. That adaptations are like, it is mainly adapted to that aquatic environment, right? But is that a complete answer? No, you can't get a complete answer. Why it is like that? Why that body forms are like that? And aquatic organism and terrestrial organism, why these are different? Why such kind of organization, body organizations are present in those organisms? So you will get so many questions, lot of questions, which is having incomplete answer. In one perspective you can get an answer, and in another way you are thinking means it is not a correct answer, right? Like several questions you will get. You'll think like, why birds are making sound? Why all birds are not making same sound? Why all are making different sound? That you can say that it is attracting the pair, right? And why during night time some flowers are blooming? Why? What is the reason? Why can't they? The flowers are not opening at daytime. So like that, you will get so many questions which is having incomplete answers. So that's all these. That is the importance of ecology. So now let's move to chapter 13, organism and population. Part 1. We are going to start this chapter. See, all of you know that living world is showing lot of diversity and complexity, right? It is showing lot of diversity. So many different types of organisms you can see. In water you can see so many types of organism. On land you can see different types of organism. In land itself, different places you can see different types of organism, right? So they'll be having special adaptations. It depends upon the place where they are living. So all these kind of organisms you can see, it's very complex, and you can see microorganisms which are very minute and they have very simple body structure, and sometimes you can see so many organisms that is having very complex body organization, right? On the same earth you can see different types of organism which is having simple organization and complex organization, right? So there is a wide range of organism with different body organization, different structure, everything. So that is showing lot of diversity. So we can see complexity at different levels of biological organization, right? At different levels you can see complexity, and that complexity that differs. See, one organism will be entirely different from another group of organism. Why? Because that organism needs that kind of adaptation for that life. Okay. Some organisms will eat grass. Some other organisms that they will eat meat. Why? See, they got adapted. Their digestive system is like that. So like this, we'll get some incomplete answers for everything in ecology. So in cellular level, you can see that complexity or that difference. Okay, from cellular level, tissue level, then complete organism, that organ level you can see, everywhere you can see that complexity at different levels. In this biological forms, you can see complexity at different level. So whichever level it may be, that complexity or the difference of that organism, that brings lot of questions to us, right? Just now I said, so many organisms are there, aquatic organisms are there, terrestrial organisms are there. Why they are like aquatic forms? Why they can't live on land? And why this aquatic? Then both type we can see amphibians also. So what is the difference, and what makes that difference? How they became like that? That's a question. You will never get a complete answer for that. So like I said, why birds are making different sounds and how it is making sound. Birds are making different kinds of, see, one crow is making different sound, peacock is making different sound. That may be to attract that pair, right? And you can say one answer like that, and another one you can say, and how they are making sound. You can say that like some kind of vibration and that their vocal system is like that. You can give some answers, but why that sound is like that? There is no answer for that question. See, when you are analyzing all these, you may get answers at scientific level, but again, some flowers are blooming at night. Why they have such kind of smells? Some will be having very good smell, nice and pleasant smell. That may be to attract the insects or to attract the birds. So such kind of questions that gives scientific answers, right? Why that kind of smell, or why it is blooming at night, that and all scientifically we can say one answer. Still that answer is incomplete. We'll get a question, another question. Why it is not like the other form? So we have already told ecology, that means interaction among organism and between organism and the environment, right? So basically ecology is concerned with 4 levels of biological organization. Which are the 4 levels? Organism, population, communities, then bio. Okay, which are the 4 levels? So ecology, it is basically concerned with 4 levels of biological organization. That they are organisms, populations, communities, and biomes. See, organism means what is an organism? Organism means that is each and every individual of a species. So the basic unit of study in ecology, that is the organism. In ecology studies, the basic unit, the basic one is organism. See, one organism, when it is forming a group, then only it is forming species, then it is going to higher level. So the basic one is an individual organism. Here you can see. See, then it forms the population, then forms the community, ecosystem, biome, biosphere, right? So the basic one is the individual organism. Okay, so an organism, that is every individual of a species. So the basic unit of ecology studies, that is the organism. Like cell we used to say as the basic unit, right? Like that, in ecology or ecological studies, the basic unit is organism, that individual organism that forms the basic unit in ecology. Next comes the population. What do you mean by population? A group of similar individuals. Population means a group of similar individuals. That means they belongs to same species. Okay, similar individuals. And those organisms, they live in a well-defined geographical area. That is called as population. So you can see one fish here. So when it is forming a population, group of, here you can see a fish as a group, right? That is a group, that is forming a group. So that belongs to same species. Okay, that fish, all those belongs to same species, and that is living in a particular geographical area, right? In sea itself, we can see, like in deep ocean, some particular group of fishes will be there, right? Everyone won't be at the same place, right? Small fishes will be in some places and that large group will be different. So they forms different populations and they are living in their particular geographical area, right? So that is called as population. So population that is constituted by the individual of a species. So that occurs in a particular area. Okay, that won't be a particular population will be in a particular area. So the species that is constituted by the sum total, that is the sum total of population of same kind of organism. Okay, but that will be in a particular area. So what is a population? Group of similar individuals that living in a particular area or a well-defined geographical area, that is called as population. So organism we learned, then that organism, group of that organisms that forms the population, but they belongs to same species and in a well-defined geographical area they'll be. Next comes the community. Community. What is community? Community is the population of different species. Okay, that is the assemblage, or that is the group of populations of different species, that is called as community. The assemblage of populations, different populations of different species, that is called as community. So like this, different species groups will be there. Okay, so that forms the community. So community that is constituted by the plants and animals. Community means in a particular area, plants will be there, animals will be there. Here you can see this is the community. Different groups of populations. Okay, here plant population is there, animals will be there. That also different types of plants will be there, different types of animals will be there, right? So that forms the community. Different groups of species will be there. The assemblage of population of different species that living together in a particular geographical area, that forms the community. Association of individuals of different species, but they are living in the same habitat and they are having functional interaction. What do you mean by functional interaction? See, for living, they are depending each other, or there will be some kind of interactions between all these, between animals and plants and between different animal groups or different plant groups, everything. They'll be interacting each other to perform different functions, or for that life, for the survival, they'll be interacting with each other. They are in a particular geographical area, they are in a particular environment, and within that environment, different species, different groups of species will be there. That may be plant species, animal species, but they'll be interacting each other, and they'll be living in the same habitat, so they'll be having interaction. So that is called as community. Next, comes biomes. Biome. What do you mean by biomes? That is the large unit of land having different communities. Large unit of land which is having different community. Here you can see first individual organism, then this is organism, then population, then community, then comes the ecosystem, then biome. Biome means that is a large unit of land which is having different community. Okay, in this large unit of land you can see different communities. So there are basically 4 levels of biological organization: organism, population, community, and biome. Right? Then Ramdev Mishra, he is considered as the father of ecology in India. Note down this name. He is the father of ecology in India. Then there are 2 branches of ecology. There are 2 branches. First one is autoecology. Autoecology is otherwise called as species ecology. Okay, this is all for NEET exam, especially for NEET exam. Autoecology or species ecology. That means in that we are learning about the study of interrelationship between population or species and the interaction between that population and the environment. See, autoecology or species ecology, in that we are learning about the interrelationship between populations or interrelationship between the species and that interaction of that species with the environment. Next is the second branch is syn ecology. What is syn ecology? In this study of interrelationship between communities and the environment. Different communities, how they are interacting with the environment. That's what we are learning in syn ecology. Okay. Then so that's the starting, like as an introduction, that much only you need to learn. Then organism and its environment. Organism and its environment, that is the next topic in this. So first let us learn about the organism and its environment. In ecology, at the level of organization or different organisms are there, right? So among this, we are learning about the physiological ecology. That means level of organism. Physiological ecology. Organism, at the level of organism, we are learning about ecology. That is called as physiological ecology. Okay. So in this makes you understand how different organisms are adapted to their environment. At physiological level, what and all adaptations they have to adjust with the environment. That's what we are learning under physiological ecology. So that makes you understand how different organisms are adapted to their environment. What are the different kind of adaptations one organism is having? See, to live at a low temperature area, what kind of adaptations, what and all, how the body of that organism is getting adapted, or what kind of adaptations that body is having to survive under that low temperature. About that we are learning under physiological ecology. The physiological condition and that relate how it is related with the organism and the adaptation of that organism. So how they got adapted to survive, and what and all the adaptation they got for the growth and reproduction, and how an organism is adjusting with its environment. So you know that our planet Earth is rotating around sun, right? Earth is rotating around sun. So this rotation, you know, all these things you have learned in lower classes. So this rotation that makes annual variations, right, in the intensity and the duration of temperature. So that makes different seasons, right? When the earth is rotating around sun, see, when it is rotating, that makes annual variations. Annual variations in the sense duration of temperature and the intensity of that temperature. So that varies, and that variation that makes different seasons. You know, different seasons are the summer season, winter season, rainy season, all these seasons are there. So these variations are called as different seasons. The temperature, duration and intensity of that temperature variation, that is varying, right? Due to that rotation, that shows variations. That variations are called as different seasons. So that seasons, we have an idea about summer season, right? Temperature will be high. Winter season, the cold season. Then the rainy season, right? Rainfall will be more in that season. So this variation along with annual variation in precipitation. What do you mean by precipitation? Rainfall, snowfall and all. These are all coming under precipitation. So that variation along with annual variation in precipitation, that makes major biomes. Okay, major biomes. That means in each biome, that temperature, intensity and duration, then that precipitation level, everything varies. So that variation along with annual variation in precipitation, the temperature variation, then precipitation variations, these variations makes major biomes. So that makes us to call rainforest, desert. So that kind of differences are made based on the annual variation in precipitation and the temperature, duration and intensity variation. Okay, based on the temperature variation and the annual rainfall and snowfall variations. Based on these, we have made different biomes, like desert, that is one biome, grassland, then tropical forest. Here you can see desert is there, grassland is there, tropical forest, temperate forest, coniferous forest, Arctic and alpine tundra. All this you can see here, right? So based on the annual temperature variations and rain precipitation variations, based on that, major biomes are considered, right? You can see a figure here. See this figure? Do you have any idea about this? Or can you understand something from that? See, this is very important. You will get this kind of figures for NEET exam. Okay. So from this, by seeing like this, they'll give a question. They'll mark one portion of this. In this graph, they can mark one portion. See, suppose here, the green one they are making. Here they are marking this point. Here they have marked as temperate forest. They are marking here or here, wherever it may be. They'll mark, they won't write anything there. And they'll ask you to find out. This graph will be there as such. Mean annual temperature in degrees Celsius, then mean annual precipitation in centimeters. This will be there. And they'll be explaining the biome distribution with respect to annual temperature and precipitation. And there will be one mark point in this. And from that, they will ask you to find out that belongs to the marked portion, that belongs to which biome. You have to find out. Okay, so for that, you should have an idea about the character or the feature of each biome. Okay, see here you can see, here we have marked as coniferous forest. This mark, this will be there, but they won't mention it as a coniferous forest. Here, the marked portion X or Y or A or B, what is that? It belongs to dash biome. That will be the question. So how can you find out? So you should know in each biome what is the temperature range and what is the annual precipitation. Hope you have learned all these things, but we have to learn for this chapter ecology questions. To answer the question of this kind of question from ecology portion, you should have an idea about the annual temperature, then mean annual precipitation, both ranges in all these biomes. Okay. So here you can see in coniferous forest. See, from this mark, just come down. Where it is reaching, this is the annual precipitation range, right? So coniferous, this portion, if they are marking this portion, just come straight from there and find out. It's around 200 centimeters. Then here you can see, this is 5, right? It's going to 5. So the temperature is around 5 degree centigrade. So in this range, which one is coming? That biome you need to find out. Then you need to mark it as, see, below options will be there. 4 options will be there, A, B, C, D. From that you can find out the correct option. But you should have an idea about different biomes and their features. Okay. Then next, what we need to learn in this. See, just generally I'm saying in desert you can see mean annual temperature is around 5 degree to 20 degree. 5 degree to 20 degree. Okay. Then maximum annual precipitation, mean annual precipitation is 10 to, see this range you can see from here. Desert they have marked from here to here. That's why we are saying 5 to 20. That range we are mentioning. Okay. Then mean annual precipitation, it's 10 to 50 centimeter. See, up to here only it's coming, so 50. Then grassland. Next is grassland. In grassland, you can see temperature it's around 0 to 25 degrees centigrade. Right? 0 to 25. Up to here it's going. So temperature up to 25 degree it can go. Then annual precipitation is around 25 to 100. So it's starting from middle of this point, 25 to, then it is reaching up to 100. So 25 to 100. Next, tropical forest. In tropical forest, it's generally what we'll say it's around 18. You have to learn this as a table. What I'm saying that I'll explain with all the features as a separate class. I'll take this because you'll get so many questions from this area. So we need to learn the features of different biomes. So in tropical forest, 18 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade, that is the temperature. Then the rainfall, the precipitation, annual precipitation is around 150 to 400. Okay, 150 to 400 centimeters. Then temperate forest, temperature is around 10 degree to 22 degrees centigrade. Then annual precipitation 60 to 220 centimeters. 60 to 220 centimeters. Then coniferous forest. Coniferous forest, in that temperature -1 degree centigrade to 13 degrees centigrade, and the annual precipitation is 50 to 250 centimeter. In which one? Coniferous forest. 50 to 250. See, the maximum range is up to here they have marked, right? 50 to 250. Then Arctic and Alpine tundra. In that, temperature is around -11 degrees centigrade to 1. Okay, this is just above the 0. So -11 to 1. Then annual precipitation is around 10 to 110. 10 to 110, this range, whole range. From here it's starting and up to here it's coming, right? 10 to 110 centimeters. Okay. So what we have told, the rotation of our planet, or the rotation of Earth around the sun, that makes variation in the intensity and duration of temperature, and that is resulting in different seasons. So for the formation of all major biomes like desert, rainforest, tundra, then annual variation in intensity and duration of temperature, that together we are considering, and that makes temperature along with another character, annual precipitation. That only we are considering to classify different biomes. So both rain and snow, both are included under precipitation. When we are calculating annual precipitation, both rainfall and snowfall, both will be considered. So in this world, there are 6 major biomes. Which are the 6 major biomes? Grassland. The temperature is around 0 to 25 degree. It's a biome, and that shows maximum range of annual temperature. Then tropical forest is there. Tropical forest, that shows maximum range of annual precipitation. Okay, maximum temperature range, that is shown in grassland. Maximum range of annual precipitation, that is shown by tropical forest. See here, maximum annual precipitation. See, this is a wide range, right? It is shown by tropical forest. Temperature range, it is shown by grassland. Maximum temperature range is shown by grassland, and maximum annual precipitation is shown by, maximum range, it is shown by tropical forest. Okay. Then Arctic and Alpine tundra. From this Arctic and Alpine tundra, in this is the biome which is showing lowest what? Mean annual temperature. Lowest temperature, mean annual temperature, low range. It is shown by Arctic and Alpine tundra. Right? See, from this graph, we have so much to learn. Then next is there are wide variety of habitats, and that is formed due to local variations, then regional variations. In what and all? There will be variations in the temperature and climate from one region. See, from one place to another place, if you are moving within the same state, if you are moving, you can see different climatic conditions, right? One place it will be raining now, and another place there won't be any rain. See, such kind of climatic variations will be there. Then regional variation will be there. Regional difference will be there. See, one place it will be near to sea level, and another place there won't be such things, right? So there will be climatic variations, then regional variations. So according to that, organisms which are living in particular area, they'll get adapted. They'll get adapted to their conditions, right? So regional and local variations within each biome that lead to the formation, that is leading to the formation of wide variety of habitats. Okay. So here in this figure itself, you can see major biomes of India. Okay, here major biomes of India. This is mentioned that tropical rainforest. First one is the tropical rainforest. Then second one is deciduous forest. Then third, this is the desert and sea coast. This is the sea coast. In coastal area, you can see the land condition itself different, and the plant population will be different. Not like entirely different. They will be adapted to such conditions. There will be slight differences. Okay. So major biomes of India here, it is marked tropical rainforest, deciduous forest, desert, and sea coast. Okay. So on Earth, life exists not only in a favorable habitat. Okay. You can see life in desert also. See, not life that is existing everywhere. You can see that, right? Not only in good conditions, all conditions you can see. Okay, you can see organisms which are living in a favorable condition or favorable habitat, and on the other hand you can see organisms which are living in extreme conditions or like harsh habitat, right? Organisms are living here in normal climatic conditions, and in desert also you can see organisms, right? In deep ocean you can see different types of organisms. Then in composite pit you can see different organisms. See, we can't say that they are also organisms, they got adapted to that condition, right? In stinking composite pit, that's what we have marked it as stinking composite pit. Also you can see worms, microorganisms will be there, and in decaying matter you can see different kind of organisms. So all these are organisms, so they are getting adapted depending upon the regional and local variations. They are forming wide variety of habitats. So they are forming different kind of habitats. Okay. So the formation of wide variety of habitat that has been led by the regional and local variation within each biome. Okay. Within each biome, due to local variations, several or variety of habitats you can see. So that geographical limit within which a population is existing, that is called as habitat. Got it? What is habitat? That geographical limit within which a population exists. In a limit, a geographical limit of population is existing. So that is called as habitat. Okay. So that is called as habitat. So what is habitat? Regional and local variations within each biome that is leading to different habitat formation. So in human intestine also you can see microbes. That means they got adapted to that unique habitat. So many microbes will be there. They are getting adapted to particular habitat. Okay, so that regional variations or local variations, that is forming a particular habitat. So in a particular geographical area, within that limit, that one population is existing. That is called as habitat. Okay. So in favorable condition also habitats are forming, and in unfavorable, like extreme conditions also, organisms are living and they are forming habitat. So the key elements, which are the key elements that is leading to variations in the physical and chemical conditions of different habitats? Which are the key elements? Temperature, water, light, and soil. These are the key elements which are leading to the variations in the physical and chemical conditions of different habitats. Mainly what we can see, temperature variation in different habitats. Okay, one organism which is living outside the body and inside the body. Inside body also, inside our intestine, human intestine, microbes are there, right? Their temperature difference is there, right? pH, temperature, everything is different. So that forms different kind of habitats. So key elements which are forming different habitats, or which are creating, which are leading so much variation in the physical and chemical condition of different habitats. They are temperature, water, light, and soil. The physico-chemical or the abiotic components, they are not only the components which is creating variation. So they are not only these abiotic components, they are creating variations. Okay, they are not those abiotic components are, we can't say they are the complete responsible ones for creating different habitats, or the variations are created by not only by this abiotic components. There are some other reasons also, like biotic components. They are also, these biotic components are also involved in the creation or the variations which are present in different habitats, like pathogens, parasites, predators, and competitors. All this like biotic components. So biotic and abiotic components are both are present in the creation or the variations which are present in a habitat. Both are responsible. Abiotic components and biotic components both are responsible for the variation of the conditions in the habitat. See, over a period of time, the organism had, through natural selection, they evolved adaptation to optimize its survival and reproduction in this habitat. See, when an organism is living in one condition, that abiotic components and biotic components both are involved in variations. So after all these, through natural selection, they'll get adapted. Only the adapted one will survive and remaining will die, right? Adapt those organisms which can survive in that environment which is created, the variations which are created by abiotic and biotic components, those organisms which can survive in that particular condition, only those will survive and remaining will die. Then they will reproduce. The survived ones will reproduce and they will produce a population there, or they are producing a group of organisms which can survive under that conditions. So that forms through natural selection, right? And they will evolve. They'll be having that, evolved ones will be having that, survived ones will be having different kind of adaptations which is making them to survive under different conditions. That will be having adaptation to optimize for the maximum survival. See, survival of the fittest, that comes here. This fittest or the fittest one, those organisms will survive, remaining ones will die. So that organism can survive when they are getting adapted to that condition, right? And again, they will, after getting adapted to that condition, they'll reproduce, and that forms a separate habitat. So each organism that is having a range of conditions, right? Each organism is having a range of conditions that can tolerate. So that is having a special role in this ecology. So all that, each organism that is having invariably defined range of condition that it can tolerate, diversity in the resources it utilizes, and a distinct functional role in the ecosystem. So all these together forms the niche. Okay, so the habitat and niche. What is that? Habitat, we said, the geographical limit within which a population exists, that is called as habitat. And niche, what do you mean by niche? Niche or ecological niche, that is the habitat. That is a particular habitat and specific function of a species. Okay, so that survived organisms that can tolerate a wide range of conditions, and that forms the diversity in that resources. It is forming diversity, how to utilize all this, and what is the role in the ecological system. Together, their function, their wide range of tolerance, and how they are utilizing that ecological system, all these together called as niche. Got it? So this habitat and niche that we have to learn in detail. So hope you have got this. There is no confusion in this. Hope everything is clear. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. You want me to repeat anything, or is it clear? Hope it's clear. So next class we will be repeating this concept. We will study this in detail, habitat and niche. Thank you.